Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, thank you for coming out tonight. I think we're going to have stragglers coming in. Don't worry, that's just me. Bear with me a moment. Making sure my stream is sound is working. And bear with me just a few more seconds here, folks. All right. Now I'm on my headset so I hear myself. How's everybody doing tonight? If everybody's here, if anybody's here. Tonight I did listen that this is going to be a open panel kind of night. We're just going to go through some time to talk. Since I haven't been on in a couple days and live with you all, just want to touch base and go over some information that's happened in the past about week. And looking forward to Wednesday next week. We're going to start with, let's see, I put a few different topics down tonight. We're going to save Summer Wells for last because I think it's going to be what the most people are going to be interested in. Although what happened in Philadelphia is also important. And I'm going to start with that. And you know me and how I like my maps, so bear with me a moment here. I'm going to bring up Philadelphia. And we're just going to play around the map for a moment, guys. I appreciate your patience with me. I just got out of work a little bit ago, so forgive me for not being exactly the most organized. It happens on nights that I have to work. The live I usually do is pretty impromptu when I have to work, so just bear with me a moment here. There it is. So if you hadn't heard, the other day I was on with Boss Man. Great show, great conversation. We were talking about the mass shooting that happened in Philadelphia. And the Phoenix, how you doing? I see I have a few other people that are hiding. Hello. Please don't be afraid to speak up. Charlie, okay, how are you? So, like I said, like I was saying, you know how I like my maps, and they show a lot of information about an area and give a lot of detail. And we're talking right now about Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which is where we're looking at right now. And we're looking at in the set or close to the center screen here is going to be South 3rd Street and South Street. Off to the right, if anybody's familiar with Philadelphia, to the right, just past I-95, which is on the right-hand side of the screen, is going to be your Delaware River. And up into the left top-hand corner is Center City, Philadelphia. There was a mass shooting of 14 people being injured, 3 of them being made unalive. And it happened right here, right down the block here in front of the Cajuns seafood place here. There's also a Rita's Water Ice that's right here. If I zoom in further, this is exactly where the shooting happened, just past Rita's Water Ice. And there was a large crowd of people. Don't know where they came from. This is a very popular area to hang out in Philadelphia. I remember hanging out there or being in that area where the theater district is just over here to the left, about 2 blocks up from where there it is right here. It's a theater district. It's not. It's actually performance arts. It's done by the College of University of Arts in Philadelphia, which is right by it. It's been a long time since I've been there, so I don't remember exactly where it is. But there's 2 locations that this shooting happened at. 2 locations. Started out, like I said, right in this area, right by the Rita's Water Ice. Rita's Water Ice is a very popular place to go on a hot summer day in Philadelphia for teenagers to get their very first job at. And it spilled down South American Street here. Now, I don't have the video that Boss Man had the other night when we were live. It is the reason I am Double Rainbows. How you doing? The reason I'm bringing it up is that there's a whole event up. Is that there is a update out of this, and that there was 2 people arrested today, or I believe it was yesterday. Actually, I apologize. And I'm double checking myself to make sure I have this right. It was actually today. 2 suspects were arrested, and they are expected to face charges related to the unalive event of 2 individuals that were in the South Street location. Where these people were arrested was not Philadelphia, not Pennsylvania, not South Jersey. U.S. Marshals found them in Richmond, Virginia. Richmond, Virginia. And I will gladly go ahead and share this link if anybody wants to take a look at it. It is from the Philadelphia Inquirer, and I do know that they will strike quick. So I'm not trying to screen share this. They were arrested today in Richmond, Virginia, and are expecting to be extradited and back to Philadelphia to face charges for 2 individuals that were wounded. Bear with me 1 second, folks. Here, I appreciate your patience with me. For 2 individuals that were wounded in the shooting. This happened on Saturday night. Bossman Blake, how are you doing? Bossman, hang on a second here. We're going to do this right here. Because this is we're talking about what happened in where I'm talking about what happened in Philadelphia over the weekend. So, Bossman, if you want to jump up and help me out here a little bit, because we actually have an update that I don't know if you knew about. Bear with me just a second here. And this will, I'm going to go ahead and pin this because, oh, great. You did get to hear about what happened today. Bear with me just a second here. I'll go ahead and pin this that way because I know when cosplay comes in later, she was interested in. Oh, great, boss man, great, because we were when if Bossman Blake and I were talking about this, like I said the other day, and as we were watching the footage, every single time we watched this footage, we noticed something new. When he replayed it over and over again. Each time we noticed something new, and we're calling out something new was going on, and that one or the other had not caught. And when you sat there, if you watched how it unfolded with us, and we were talking about it, it actually was we had gotten a lot of information out right away the other day, and it was a lot of good information on this. So, Bossman, like I said, I posted that link. You were more than welcome to join me. And we can talk about some more. Because this is definitely a mass shooting. And there was another mass shooting that happened there today, and almost an attempted mass shooting at a school today. Don't know if you guys heard about that. There was an attempted mass shooting. There was a mass shooting that happened at an industrial building, and there was an attempted mass shooting in Gadsden, Alabama, where they were holding summer school classes. That individual did not get into the building. The resource officer, who is a member of the police department. Oh, Bossman, take your time. I can talk about some other stuff that we had I thought about saying tonight while you're waiting for you. You're good. So let me go ahead and actually take this down. So since we're not talking about Philadelphia for a moment, but Gadsden, Alabama, there was a school that it was somebody attempted to break into while they had summer school going on. They locked down the school doors were already locked, so you could only open them from the inside to get out. However, the students never knew anything about it. There's 34 students present at the school. They had thought they were just practicing the drills that they had gone over the previous days with them, being different for summer school classes. The statement from the kids is they never knew anything about it. The administrators and everything. So it's a godsend that when you have a resource officer and the right personnel in the right situation. I come from, at one point in my life, I worked in restaurants, and we would have a saying, you put the aces in their places. If you have your aces in your place, in the right place at the right time, something like this and how it was handled, the children were never affected. And that is Charlie, you beat me to it. It's a good thing. Double rainbows. Yeah, we'll definitely get into what Bossman was going to bring up in just a moment, as soon as he has an opportunity to join us. But it was a very good thing. And I know I'm a bit of a talking head more than other YouTube channels. They'll actually have, a lot of videos, a lot of this, and I'm not there yet. So I'm working on it, guys. So please bear with me as I'm still learning YouTube and how to do things. But there was I did mention I wanted to talk about Summer Wells. And I was kind of holding on to this for cosplay because it's something that she had raised a question on when in my Discord. And I didn't realize the answer to this. I didn't realize the answer to this. She was asking about the persons that were there the day of, or a couple days before Summer had went missing. And I knew one person definitely was there, and which was that Dobbs guy. Yes, I'm saying that Dobbs guy. I don't know the guy's first name, and ironically, that's his YouTube channel as well. So I can't help but to say that's his YouTube channel. He was there, and he left on the 14th. But there was another guy that was there. And we've been kicking around the name, and I was watching. Yes, Carrie always has my back. Charlie, you did it as well. Thank you very much. Jackie, that's his name. So there was another person that was there. I'm not so focused on him. I think a lot of his weirdness is just being from the Appalachian Mountains and the fact that he has some illnesses that are catching up to him, like COPD type of deal, and it's having an effect on him more than he's aware. And Boss Man, how you doing?
What's going on, man?
Not too bad. Bear with me one moment. We'll get into Philadelphia in just a moment.
Take your time, man.
So Summer Wells, the other name, and the reason I got this name was I was watching the Interview Room, Chris McDonough, what he was, I don't know if he's still live or not, but he had started a live about an hour, almost 2 hours ago. And it was what Candace had said at Warrior State Park, the horseshoe, the horse farm area. She actually said that Tony Hammond was there. Why is that name so significant? That name jumped out at me, being from Kingsport. Why that name is so important is that within a week later, after Summer went missing, he was arrested for trying to kidnap a boy that was about 9 years old. My question is, and I have not had a chance to process this, but I'm going to pose it as being an open question for later when cosplay comes in. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to mention it now, and I'll re-mention it later. Is why, if somebody is known, that is going after kids and has a history of going after kids, is being befriended by adults that have children. Guys, if you have Discord, go ahead and post my email for my channel in here. You send me an email address and we'll get you set up and connected into that. But like I said, it's an open question. I want people to think about that question. We're going to go into Philadelphia in just a second, but we're going to think about that for a little bit later. But that's an important question that I think we need to come back to, especially since it's 6 days. 6 days to the 1 year anniversary where Summer had gone missing. So it was about this time last year that this individual was hanging out on Ben Hill Road. That that and the events that happened from between now and then happened. And guys, I'm going to post my email in here. You all are welcome to join me on my Discord.
What's Discord?
Oh, Discord is a chat server where you can set up individual rooms. You can a lot of. It's not something you have to pay to join. It's not like Patreon or anything like that. And you can it gives like I use it to talk with with people to make sure preview what I'm going to be doing, talk about what I might be doing, and just have a continuing conversation that may not be able to be on YouTube.
Gotcha.
There is voice and video capability on there as well.
Okay, is it like Telegram maybe?
I'm not familiar with that one, but
Oh, okay.
Discord is pretty good. I like it.
I'm gonna check
A lot
that
of
out.
people that stream, like do gaming and things like that, they'll use it.
Okay.
There you go. Double Rainbows is saying it's kick ass. But there's my email address. Please, I know Charlie, you have sent me emails. I apologies if I missed an email saying that you wanted to be in Discord, but I'll be more than happy to get you my a channel invite and get you connected to that. There you go. Double Rainbow says it's better than Telegram.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, 'cause she's in my Telegram group, so yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm about to check Discord out.
All right, boss man. So thank you for joining me first and foremost.
No problem. No problem. My pleasure.
And I was saying that we had a good conversation, great conversation of going over the. Not that the topic was great. Never a mass shooting is a great situation, but when we were deep diving into that video,
Yeah.
and the way that we were finding stuff, and it was all relative information. It was actually very one of the. It was a great conversation. There's no other way to say it.
Yeah, it was. Just to hear so many people thoughts, opinions, especially people on the panel, and see how they feel about what's going on in our country. It was a great conversation because everybody don't feel the same way. People think some laws should change. Some people think taking gun rights away is the wrong way to go, and things like that. It's always refreshing to hear another opinion or somebody else's vision on what they feel should happen. Like I said, we don't have the blueprint because the world would be a better place if it did.
That blueprint would be amazing to find. But I think we both are of the strong opinion that we're smart people, but we're just not smart enough to be able to comprehend that or achieve that.
Right.
It's not any slight on anybody. It's just, man, it's just there's so many issues that you'd have to conquer in that. Oof. So I pulled up the map again that we had gone over, where I had pointed out that in the video that we were looking at, just as it appears here, the camera that angle was approximately here, off of the corner of South 3rd and South Street. There's I don't remember what this business is or what the building here right on the corner is, but it was in this basic area that the cameraman was, and it was looking down South Street towards South American 2nd Street, which in Philadelphia you don't call 2nd Street, it's 2 Street. And they were watching the fight that started, or in the. I have a thought on this. I really, really do. That started just past the Rita's water ice here.
Right.
Let's actually drop down on the street level, about where that camera angle was from.
Trying to download this video real quick.
So this is the basic of the camera angle. It's not exactly the right angle, but this is the basic of the angle where he was from. Looking down in this direction, and this is right to the left of this "Don't block the box" sign, is about where the fight had broke out. Does that look right to you, boss man?
Let's see. So what that box you said that?
Yeah, the sign right here is on the traffic light says
Oh,
"Don't block the box."
Yeah, I think
Just to the left of it is right about where the fight broke out, or what the camera had originally caught as the beginning of the fight.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, actually, yeah, it was right. Yeah, you close. I don't know if it was that far up because it was. Hold on, let me look at you. I'm still looking at this footage, and let me look at yours again. It was right after that. Like it was closer to that. What you call it? Margaritaville? What you call it?
Rita's water ice. It's Italian ice.
It was closer to that.
Right, which is this right here, this awning right here.
Oh.
This where I'm pointing right now.
My fault. I'm looking at this box in the middle of your screen, man.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, I see what you're talking about now.
Yeah, so it's just like I said, just the left of where that sign is, right up the street here. It's right about where that fight started.
Well, I'm gonna put it up in your.
Oh, good.
So we can actually show them.
Okay, great.
And they don't show the actual shooting, so you ain't got to worry about being flagged or nothing like that.
Okay, great.
This is actually on the news, so the news don't play that either.
Well, Philadelphia news. It's well, okay. Look, years ago, I'm going all the way back to the mid '80s, I believe it was. There was an incident that happened live on the news where somebody unalived themselves. And it was a politician. Yes, it was a politician from Pennsylvania. Held a press conference, everything, and unalived themselves during the press conference.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So yeah, that happened. Like I said, that happened back in the I want to say maybe '88, somewhere in about there. And that happened live on the 5 o'clock news. So you never know with Philadelphia sometimes.
Well, I can promise you because I watched it, and there's nothing gory. Even when the guy is laying in the car on the ground, they blurred him out.
Okay, good.
So there you go. It's gonna pause where he actually is about to shoot him, the guy in the white T-shirt. So you won't see nobody get shot.
Yep. Good.
Right there.
Yep. So this person in the white shirt right here.
He's dead.
Yes. This person in the gray shirt here, I believe, has been arrested.
This is where he gets shot at. They don't show it, but you're finna see him in the street right there. Mm-hmm. And it was weird to me. Like, you shot him like almost at point blank range, and you lived, and he lived. You ran away. You ran away, and he's sitting on the ground shooting at you, and he killed you. Mm-hmm. That was amazing to me. I'm sorry. That was just crazy.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. The guy... There was no reason for the guy in the white shirt to have missed the guy he was trying to attack, but he did.
Yeah.
If anything, it's possible that's the guy that his hand was injured.
Remember, don't forget about it's because these three, and it was another person with a mask. Remember, we looked at the guy in the mask.
Oh yes, that's exactly what I was talking about. Is every single time we looked at this, there was a new detail that we had picked out.
Because I don't think they were looking for this guy right here. Because they said in the news clipping that I showed that it was a guy that was with hold on, what's his name? I got his name still written down. Gregory Jackson. That we don't see. He walked past earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy in the gray shirt, I don't think that's the guy who got shot in the hand.
Right.
I think the guy who got shot in the hand was the other guy.
Right. So just to give everybody a reference, right here where this video is sitting right now is the point where that this gentleman in the white shirt is already pulling out a weapon.
Yep.
He's already pulling out a weapon before they go and approach this other gentleman that's in front of the Rita's water ice, or as they're still walking up to him.
And he's standing there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I could have just stood there. Like, I know what y'all want to do. You think I'm going to just sit here and let you jump me or shoot me? No, I'm gone.
Mm-hmm. That'd be my first reaction. I'm gone. I'm disappearing in that crowd. That way, it's going to be even harder to get me.
All right. Or get farther enough away so I can pull mine, because obviously he had a gun too.
That too. So we questioned why there was so much of a police presence so quickly in that area, where 70 police officers were in that area almost as soon as it was called out. As soon as it was called out that the police that this would happen, and there was another incident that happened, another shooting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to jump back over here to the map.
All right, let me take this down.
We're going to bring that back up, or if you have another video, we'll bring it back up in just a moment. So there was another incident. Let's see if it'll let me jump, but it's not. That happened in this intersection, or in this general area right here. This is 4th and Brainbridge. And the reason I have it facing the direction I am right now, I don't know exactly where this shooting happened. I've not seen anything on this. But if you were to go in this exact direction...
You're not sharing it, bro.
I'm not sharing?
Yeah, we don't see anything but us.
Okay. Maybe it's because I shared you right away on top of it. Bear with me a second. Appreciate you, boss man, for letting me know that.
No problem, man.
Okay, this right here, this is the intersection of 4th and Brainbridge. If you were to head in this direction, if this was an open field, this block right here was a wide open field. You went from this corner to its opposite corner, you would land up within a half a block of where the other shooting happened.
Okay.
This is a point I was actually trying to make to you, but I wasn't verbalizing it right. You would actually land up at the same intersection, or within a half a block from that Rita's water ice. How is that not retaliatory for what happened at this intersection?
That's what you're thinking?
Uh-huh. 100%. We're going to find out. I'm going to find out. And my channel, I'm true crime 100%, but I have a natural ability where sometimes it takes over, and when I process things and think about things, I get a little bit of premonition type of suggestion going on.
Okay.
And that's what keeps popping out in my mind on this. Is we're going to find out that these two incidences, with the proximity being so close, that they're connected.
So the first one that happened over here, wasn't that during the day? I can't remember. I know that the one that happened over there on South Street was 11:30.
Oh, was 11:30? We've confirmed that time now.
Yeah, I actually seen it in the news
Okay.
on YouTube. Let me see if I can find it. If I can find it, is there another mass shooting in Maryland?
Yes, I was talking about that.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ!
an industrial setting, industrial building, where I believe it's 3 are being reported as being dead and a few others injured. Uh, Bear with me a second here. All right, so I'm taking a look at just real quickly here. Ooh, boss man,
What's up, man? What I miss?
be ready. Be ready to have to pick up your jaw.
Oh Lord, what you done found out, man?
Be ready to pick up your jaw, man.
Did your premonition come true?
What's that very first line say?
Karan, whatever his last name, was arrested and charged with 2 counts of. Hold on, let me make my screen bigger. 2 counts of aggravated assault and 2 counts of aggravated assault on law enforcement officers. U.S. Marshal. Oh, that's it.
He was also arrested with a connection to the shooting.
Marshals arrested second suspect, 34-year-old Rashawn Varing, Monday night.
He was also arrested with the connection to this shooting that happened by Rita's Water Ice with the mass shooting of the 11 people injured or killed.
Hold on now. This South Street is the one we're looking at. The other one was you say 3 blocks away. How do you know that? Where do you see that at?
The Google search I had actually just done, or the search I had just done.
Uh-huh.
Bear with me a second here. Okay, so it is saying South Street, but I was put in there shooting 4th and Brainbridge, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, when you put in Philadelphia right now and you put shooting, whatever, it's going to bring up everything that's going on.
Okay, so this is the guy that approached, I apologize, this is the guy that approached the police at 4th and Brainbridge.
Right, and I feel like that was the guy, and I could be wrong. I feel like that's the guy that had that red mask on, but I could be wrong. It could be the guy in a gray sweater, but I don't know. We have to dig a little deeper because the guy who ran over there on 4th and Bainbridge, they let him go.
Mm-hmm.
He gave them his information and all.
Here you go.
So that's what made me feel like they were looking for the other guy. Now, another thing that I also, heard in the news as well is, of course, they weren't going to charge the guy in the black shirt for murder because they felt he was defending himself. But the mayor wants him locked up. And I don't understand how she feel like his actions caused this. What did he do that we did not see? We just saw him standing there and they attacked him and he defended himself. So why would he be arrested? Why do she, I don't know if their mayor is a woman or man, but they want him arrested. They're not going to arrest him. The DA said we're not arresting him. That was the self-defense.
Oh, yeah, I know. Okay, so I get the point of saying it's self-defense for him because in the original video, you have 2 individuals walk up on him. One grabs him and starts a physical fight, while the other individual, the guy in the white shirt, has already a pistol pulled out.
All right.
He already has a pistol pulled out and aiming it at the getting ready to fire his weapon.
Yeah. See, they arrested that guy in the gray sweater a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that can't be the person that ran away. I mean, ran to that other place. It has to be that other guy.
Yeah, it's whoever because I don't know all the details of who's who where and whatnot, and I'm not trying to figure that out, to be honest. That's the kind of detail that you drive you nuts. It just the original shooter in that whole situation, landed up being killed. Double Rainbow, you're exactly right. Liberty Bell is actually huge, much bigger than what people think, and that's actually a reproduction of the original. The original is, because of its being fragile, is actually put in a safe place. But you can tell I'm from Philadelphia if I know that kind of detail. Is this the original video?
Yeah, I just have it up there just in case you want to take a look at it.
Yep. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted to do. So this is the original video, and do I have control on this, or you have?
You do.
Okay, good. So,
I mean,
right?
I think you do.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Check that vehicle out right there. It's the vehicle we were talking about earlier. When we were talking about, there was one of the pieces of the puzzle that we didn't at first see.
Right.
Hey, Rain, how are you? And after we watched it, I don't live in Pennsylvania any longer. I moved south. That there appears that this windshield. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. Always watching my back, putting up a warning, a label here saying this content and discussion is all opinionated and alleged. Also, remembering any video usage that we make is belonging to the news stations. We are just glad they're actually posted this online so we can view it and use it. It's protected under Section 107 of the Fair Use Clause, as we're using this for commentary and education purposes. But this vehicle is one of the things that we had noticed, where it's driving up South Street going towards Center City, Philadelphia. And it was the windshield had been shot or through. And then after a second here, you notice this individual who either looks like he's wearing a red hat or a mask. The camera's not focused on him, so you can't 100% tell. And I paused it just at the right moment because in front of him, thank you, Double Rainbows. I appreciate that as well. We are not accusing anybody of this. Everybody's presumed innocent until the law decides. Appreciate you all watching my back and covering me on this.
Yes, definitely.
This individual right here appears to be running from the direction of that window in that vehicle being shot through, and tucking something into his waistband as he runs away. And if Boss Man, if you could actually, I think I have it. I can do it.
That's what you need.
I got it right here.
Okay.
Watching his right hand here. This is why I'm saying he's carrying something as he runs away. He's almost doubling over like he's trying to conceal, hide something. He's got something.
Either that or possibly his hand was hurt. He got shot already, and that's just a guess. Either he's concealing something or he's holding his hand. I'm not sure, but go ahead.
Right, and that's something we it looked like, and unfortunately, it's not showing as great for I don't know why, copy of a copy maybe of the camera footage, but it looks like there's something metallic
Yeah.
in his hand. And the reason I keep backing it up is so you can see the street right before it. There's nothing there that would be metallic. Yes, there's some garbage or something on in the path that he's running right in this area. But when I get to the point where I stop forwarding it here, wait a second here. Bear with me a second. My mouse is not the best of mice, so this is why I say looks like he's almost like doubling over. Again, he's not in focus, so it's hard to tell. But there is in his right hand, it looks like there's something metallic.
Yep.
Something shining. That area, this area of South Street, is very well lit. This is where the confusion at the time of day was, is because how lit up this area is. This is not some night vision camera. Charlie K, that's what I think is very possible.
Dude, I just want to share something with you real quick. That I'm looking at other footage so I can have some backup for us. I'm looking at this news article on YouTube by NBC 10 Philadelphia. Guess what the name of this the news article is called? Who's responsible for gunfire chaos? Isn't that almost the same title I named my live? Who was responsible? That's crazy.
Oh, boss man, I get that kind of thing all the time. I'll make a statement of something, and some of my regulars will know. Like, I'll make a statement of something, and then like the proof, the facts of what I've said, not come from me, but another channel 2-3 hours later, if not a day later, is saying the same exact thing.
Wow.
And they'll have more proof than I did.
It's crazy.
That's why I was saying, my channel, I'm a little bit more liberal with it. If I have a premonition of something, I'm not afraid to speak it. But if I'm on like your channel or John Q's channel, I stick 100% to what's known fact. Because I know I can get away with making a statement. If it's on my channel, it's my reputation, nobody else's. You know what I mean?
Well, you good, man.
But I'm just going to real quickly watch through this again. You can tell, like I said, when people start running now, just so everybody's clear, this going from the left to the right is South Street. From the upper left here down to the lower right here is 3rd Street. People thought something was going on. They start getting out of there, and then, it's mass chaos, run every single direction possible.
Yeah.
I think I just spotted something else going on. Watch at the very end of this footage. In the direction where this car is coming out of right now. Right there. Somebody's
on the ground.
Somebody was hit.
That might have been the third person.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We didn't see that before, did we, boss man?
No. Wow. Hold on here.
It's either that person tripped over a sewer grate, which might be right in the corner there, or they were
It looked
shot.
like either they were shot or they tangled legs with somebody because somebody's running right next to them. If you look, see right there, they about to hit the ground, and there's somebody right on their tail. But they didn't get up, so I think they got shot.
The way that somebody stopped and checked on them and just lingered there for a moment, that's what I think as well. Granted, the end of the video ends as well, but
yeah, let's see where that person came running from. And South Street is going left to right, correct?
yes.
Let's think about this. Let's think about this real quick, right? Why would those people that's at the top of the screen, to me, even though it happened on, like, I guess the left side of the screen, why would they run past where the shooting's happening? They could have went the other way.
Mob mentality. We're going to follow the crowd.
Man.
Not knowing where it came from because because of how close the buildings and everything are, it's echo effects all over the place.
Just think about it. That could be the reason that person just got shot. If they would have went the other way, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, if they went now, let's understand that up here behind this building that's right on this corner is a entrance to a parking garage, a parking lot that's hidden behind the buildings. If they had ran up, this is north, go to that parking lot, which is that blue sign back here. If you go towards that parking lot, you're heading north. You're headed away from what happened.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
And that's a protected area. If you go back there, if you run back in there in that parking lot, it's not open. You're not in a line of fire. But wow.
It's crazy.
Wow.
I was watching this other footage while the shooting was happening. It's this guy walking down the sidewalk, talking on his cell phone, looking at it happening like he's not scared to get shot. Let me share this, man. Let me share this. This is crazy.
Hello, Lorraine. How are you doing?
Go, Linus. I shared it. Okay. So let me make it big real quick. I'm gonna go back. So I can find it. Wow, this is it's pretty much the same footage, but they got something that's even closer.
Oh, you can actually, guys, beware. You can actually see some muzzle fire here on this one. So you are actually seeing the shots being fired on this one, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and say that's a trigger warning. Just let everybody know, heads up. I spotted, I saw where there was a muzzle fire.
You got good eyes because I didn't even see it.
Yeah.
But you see this guy right here walking on the sidewalk with the I guess it's
Oh yeah. He was actually down towards the corner, down the opposite direction further, and he walked up towards it.
Yeah, like he has no care in the world. Yeah, he's on his cell phone and just looking like, hey, these guys over here shooting each other. Like, dude, you gonna walk right into this?
And it's exactly what he was doing. He was walking right into it. Thank you, Charlie K and Double Rainbows, for putting that trigger warning in the chat. Appreciate it.
Yeah, he's already shot. I'm gonna go past this because I don't want that trouble. Here, I think another one they had.
Charlie, you would think that anybody in the right frame of mind. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. Trigger warning, crime scene footage. But Charlie, you would think that anybody in their right frame of mind would, anybody that has, oh my, here we go, common sense.
Is that the guy in that red mask? Hold on, I might be tripping. Hold on.
Anybody that has common sense would simply say that, you know, you would want to head away, head the opposite, at least get out of the line of fire, get around behind a building, something that would stop, you know, you from being hit.
That's not that guy in that red mask, is it?
Where
Look behind that guy in the blue hat, and it's a guy in the black sweater outfit standing in front of him. Look behind the guy in the blue hat. I'm gonna go back a little bit.
okay,
The guy in the blue hat is standing in the middle of the street right now with a phone to his ear. Look, that ain't that guy with that red mask on his face, is it? That's just running beside him, is it? You don't see it?
I know I see exactly what you're talking about, but it's hard to tell because of.
Nah, I don't think. What?
No, it's not, because
It's not
the hang on, 1 second here.
I go back again.
Hang on. I'm going to stop you sharing for just a moment.
Okay.
Hold on to that image though, okay?
All right.
And hopefully it will actually show this.
I don't think it's him. Cause that guy looked like he had either long sleeves or something. I might be tripping.
No, because I'm going to say no, because he either looks Hispanic or white.
Yeah, you're right. And I just actually seen him holding a girl hand as he ran. So I don't think that was definitely.
If this is a hat or a partial mask, he actually looks like he's very fair skinned.
Yeah, he is. Because the guy who got arrested, because if you actually look up under his scully when he gets close to the screen, you can tell he got plaits or maybe dreads or something. And
Right.
the guy who got arrested 2 days ago had that same hairstyle.
Now, we don't have photos of the two individuals that were arrested today in Richmond, Virginia. But the U.S. Marshals got them and are going to be extraditing them back to Philadelphia. It only lists names. It doesn't give us a picture of who they are. But it'll be interesting to see if there anybody that we've noticed in the video footage. Carrie, this actually is. Don't worry about it being bifocals. It's because of where the cameras are focal point is, that it's the people are running into and out of the focal point so quickly. It's not. I wear progressives, and there's some of them I can't even pick out.
Hold on.
Cosplay.
Look. Oh, I'm thinking y'all looking at my footage.
Is it the one you're working with? This one?
Yes.
Okay, I saw you moving it around, but
looking at right hand corner. Remember is that a mask on that guy face over there in the right hand corner?
No, it doesn't look like it.
It's the dude in all black. That's not a mask on his face?
You know what? It might be like a ski mask where you have ski goggles cut out for ski goggles. Or some sort of hood, on his head. It does look like it.
Yeah, okay. I'm just thinking. I know I pointed out the guy in the red ski mask, but hey, it hasn't been confirmed what color his mask was.
No. But so far, there has been 4 people arrested. and one of the shooters has been is no longer alive, and there's been conflicting reports about this. Boss man, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. There's been conflicting reports about this. They'll start saying was 5 weapons,
Right.
and then a few seconds later they'll say 4 weapons.
I haven't heard the 4.
Yeah, they've actually I've caught that they've actually said they'll start out with saying 5, and then later on in the story, the news story, the one from that you had from is it NBC 10
Yes.
in Philadelphia?
Mm-hmm.
They'll say 4 as well.
Yeah, and I told you the guns that they're looking for, they'll never find, because I just feel like there were shots, and I'm not gonna say it was intentional to hurt someone, but I think those other shots came from police that possibly hit innocent bystanders. I truly feel like that, because I mean, think about it. I mean, people was running in every direction when this happened.
Oh yeah.
You know, but the thing is, the guy in the black shirt who was laying on the ground supposedly killed the guy in the white shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have no proof, but when we watched the footage, was it yesterday, and we listened to the gunfire, it sounded like way more than one gun.
Oh, it definitely did, because now, granted, some of it is definitely echoes because of how close in the proximity of the buildings and it bouncing off the buildings. That's going to be. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say that's going to be, for some forensics team, CSI team that has the technology with the FBI, and I'm sure there's a Pennsylvania a version of the FBI, but they're going to have the technology and be able to pinpoint what is an echo and what is an actual shot fired. So right now, I would say it's such a mess with all the echoes that even though we can hear, there is at the beginning of it a difference between the 2 caliber of weapons, but we're going to need that information that as this goes on from those bureaus to be able to analyze or to find out what was an actual shot and what was the echo.
Right. Oh, let me hear what they're talking about.
Yeah, I'm watching the chat too, so don't worry.
I'm looking at this other video. I think they might have spotted the other guy that we might be looking for. Hold on.
The 2 guys that were caught today in Richmond, Virginia, related to this, are best friends.
Oh, this news article I was looking at, they was pointing out the same thing that you just said about the person laying in the street.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yep. Wow. Oh, no, y'all got to hear this.
Go for it.
Y'all got to hear this. Hold on. Because this is something that they didn't say the other day. Oh, it is down there. I'll just rewind it back here.
Which one is this? Okay.
This is another one, yeah.
The direction. 3 people lost their lives. 11 others were injured in the gunfire that police believe may have come from several different shooters. Now, as you look at the upper left side of the screen, we've blurred the moment when you can actually see victims lying on the ground as someone tries to help them. We don't know who those people are or if they survived their injuries.
That's what it is.
This is video of that fight that started the gunfire. At this point, police are still about a block away encountering 2 other people.
Do you just heard that?
Replay it.
This is video of that fight that started the gunfire. At this point, Police are still about a block away encountering 2 other people with guns. Also new tonight.
Did you hear that? They said they was 2 blocks away and encountering, not on the scene working the shooting that happened earlier that day. Did you? Oh, no. No.
Do you see what I mean by with the close proximity they are? And here's exactly what I was talking about. I get a gut instinct, whatever you guys want to call it, and something like this comes out and says, "Hello, how can you not say they're connected?"
Wow.
We kept saying there was either a police involved on you when we were on your live. There was either a police involved shooting, or that's why so many officers were so quick to respond there. These were officers that were not needed any longer at the other shooting site that were able to respond quickly to this location. Or there was some other factor, maybe just because it was a Saturday night, being touristy downtown area that Philadelphia is, and this area is, that they just en masse and a massive showing just swarmed it.
I want to hear what they say about these 2 suspects right here.
Their injuries. Again, this is video of that fight start. At this point, police are still about a block away encountering 2 other people with guns. Also new tonight, a second person of interest has been named in this shooting. Police are hoping the public can help them identify and find the person on the left here. Police say that person should be considered armed and dangerous. We told you yesterday when police first named the person of interest on the right side of your screen. A lot of tips have come in, but so far...
Now listen. Hold on. Now, this might be a reach, but that guy I pointed to that looked like he had on a black mask.
And you know what, boss man? I was just about to say the same thing. The guy that was on the left that they said suspect number 2, that's not a COVID mask. It's a hat he was wearing, but that's not a COVID mask. That's something like he was trying to.
When they say it can be used as a COVID mask, it's not a COVID mask. They say some people use those ski masks as COVID masks, but no, you can't fool me. If you walk down the street with majority of your face covered, and it ain't super cold outside, you up to something. Hold on, I'm gonna go on mute real quick. I'm gonna fix me a drink.
Yeah, you're good. Actually, Rain's asking if it's 1 block or 2 blocks, so I'm gonna go back to Google Maps here, and we're gonna pull that back up so I can show you the 2 locations.
Okay.
Once again. Bear with me just a second here, folks. I appreciate your patience with me. I just moved this map in a funny direction and I lost where I was for a second. So before I share it, bear with me a moment. There we go. Okay. All right, so at the top, what is the street view? This is 4th and Brainbridge, which is where that first shooting, where they were talking about, or one shooting was happening, or one incident was happening, was in this area, and then the other one. The other location, okay, so the 4th and Brainbridge is right here. If you guys can see it all, I'm double checking myself right now. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, so right in this general area is 4th and Brainbridge. And then over here, where Cajun Heroes Seafood Boil and Po' Boys is, that's the general location of where, if I were to zoom in further on it, that the Rita's Water Ice is going to be right here. And that's the location of the second event that they're talking about, which is what the video we're showing. So the first incident happens here. And then I personally believe that it's a retaliation spillover type of deal where it continued out over here on South Street. In reality, it's about 3 blocks. Because what happened is the way that everybody ran, and they actually a lot of them came back around to this 4th and Brainbridge location, where police were already at. In fact, one person, a victim, we're not sure if it was a person involved other than being a victim, came running over to the police and said, "They shot my hand off." And when he came running back around to them, this will be the path that he took. Let me actually make this large full screen again. This will actually be the path that he took. He goes from the 3rd. He was basically in this general area, which is South Street and South American Street. This is where you see the crowd running off to in this direction. They run down South Street, and then some of them go down South American Street as well. The camera angle is always from over here on the 3rd and South. But 1 block over, they ran this down to this location, and then some of them went down South Street, and then some of them went South American, and they came down here to Brainbridge, and then over 2 blocks, 3 blocks, depending on if you want to close the smaller block here, to 4th and Brainbridge, where the police were already at. So realistically, it's not just 2 blocks. It's really 3 blocks. And I they keep saying just 2 blocks, 1 or 2 blocks. But when you look at it on a map, they ran south 1 block, then west 2 blocks. So, Charlie, I wasn't ignoring your question. You asked a little bit ago, and I answered Rain's question first because I happened to look at the chat and see it. And whether or not this was gang related or not, that's one of those factors that we just don't know. And if you believe what I'm saying, that it's retaliatory event that happened on South Street, it's very plausible that it could be.
I wonder if they got any footage on that street of the shooting that happened over there.
I'm not seeing anything. Only thing I've seen is that it's a news story. It's Enquirer, just a news story on a couple different places that mentioned 4th and Brainbridge. There's not much of anything being mentioned about that would happen on 4th and Brainbridge, other than that the people, when they escaped, they ran to this 4th and Brainbridge area. So either something was currently going on, like the last report we just were listening to said, And they were aware that police were already over there and went that direction. Which makes you just sit there and scratch your chin just a moment longer going, wait. So they're not saying, but they're saying they're connected.
Yeah, they haven't said that, but hold on. They got these kids at the grocery store.
So unfortunately, Charlie, the answer is that to your question is wait and see. We're going to have to wait for more information to come out on this because they're only beginning the investigation. This happened, what, 5 nights ago now? While they were making arrests and they were bringing people in and they're questioning people that, were in the hospital and finding out names of people that were there and identifying people there for purposes of being a witness. They're still working through this. What was it? The boss man, the police call that went out said they had about 100 people in that area.
Yeah.
So it's going to be extensive. You have that much going on, that much chaos and commotion going on, where you have 100 people that may have seen something, don't realize they've seen something. You have to question all of them.
Hold on, I'm look at this something.
If that train gets too loud for anybody, please let me know. It's a couple blocks away. I just heard the horn going off. I don't know if it'll be too loud for anybody as it gets closer. What are you working on, boss man? I thought you said you got looking at something.
Yeah, I was looking because they actually got footage of those 2 suspects that one of them, I guess they got the other one. They was inside of a store and I was trying to see. Matter of fact, I'll show it to you if you want to see it. But
is this the people that were arrested today in Richmond?
No, it's just they got footage of them in a store. The same screenshot they had of the guy with the hood on his face.
Mm-hmm.
They actually got, and this right here, when we talk about the guy with the COVID man, this might be the person right here. You know what I'm saying? But I'll show it to you. Let me share my screen real quick and let you take a look at it for yourself. All right, so.
Street in Philadelphia. Police say this surveillance video captures a third suspect in the shooting that killed 3 people and injured 11 others.
Look, I'm looking at them sweaters they got on. Is that the same type of sweater?
Yeah.
Now,
they have they're both a black zip up fleece type of deal, 3/4 zip or quarter zip, whatever you want to call it, and where it just basically goes down to your breastbone is and zips up from there.
The only reason I brought that up because I was just thinking about what Charlie K acts. Because I don't know too many friends dressed alike like that. That's weird to me. But I'm gonna just.
Investigators say the person in these photos is wanted for homicide and should be considered armed and dangerous. Now, police are hoping the public can help identify this suspect, so take a good look. Between Philadelphia police and the ATF, there is now a $30,000 reward for any information leading to an arrest and conviction in this case.
Wait. Go back to where it shows them shopping.
All right.
Between 5 is hoping the homicide and should be considered armed and dangerous. Now, police are hoping.
Well, I'm gonna mute that for you.
Oh, okay. So that it's just a little corner convenience store. It's not what I thought it was. Okay. some little mom and pop shop, which is very common in Philadelphia. They have a little corner convenience mom and pop shop.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what store that is that they are in. Is it like in that vicinity where everybody was at?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out, because there's a chain of convenience stores in the Philadelphia metro area that's very popular. And I was trying to see if it was that or not, but it's definitely not what I was thinking.
Just trying to look down here further, see if I can see anybody down there, because I don't know if that store that they're standing in is down there. By this time, everybody done cleared out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a guy. I don't know if you see him. It's a guy on the opposite side of the guy who's on the pavement with the cell phone. Look across the street. There's another guy standing right there looking at his cell phone. You see him? Like, who's nonchalant like this, man?
You know, it's a funny thing. And I'm not saying what they're doing is funny, guys. And my laughter is a weird thing that had just popped up in my mind. This area of the country, and a few of my regulars know that I follow Ryan Hall, who's a meteorologist that does his work on YouTube and works with storm chasers. And it always amazes me the perception, the different perception, and I have a point that will make sense in a second. They have a different perception of a tornado.
Mm-hmm.
Down south, it's, get underground, duck cover, and kiss your tail goodbye, because if that thing hits, you're in trouble. You get up where I am, and it's like where I live up in the Tri-Cities area of Tennessee, and it's like tornadoes. Yeah, I live in the South, but the mountains protect us. We don't get those type of deals going on, whereas cosplay or somebody else from near the Mississippi will have, and West will have a completely different reaction, of more like what they have in Alabama. But you go up in Philadelphia and South Jersey, and you hear about a storm that has a tornado. We're going outside on our front porch and we're gawking at it, because we don't normally see that kind of storm.
Listen, I get where you coming from, but you would think a natural reaction to gunshots, no matter where you from, will make you run. I guess if you used to hearing it, I guess you'll look first, not me. I'm looking for cover. That's what I'm looking for.
Right, and like I said, it's a weird understanding of what happens, but it's like it's like one of those things where you see something happen and you just got to stop for a second and go, "Wow, did that really just happen?"
Oh, you still sharing my screen?
Yeah, I am.
That's the guy right there. That's his friend that was with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I know? Because of that beard.
Yep.
That beard he has, because the dude who was trying to help him get up, he had a beard as well.
Yep. And I said, U.S. Marshals in Virginia arrested them today.
Ooh.
Look who's surrounding them, U.S. Marshals. Now, this could very well be Philadelphia, somewhere in Philadelphia, but...
Let me see. I'll check. That was the 7th.
Okay, so this was 2 days ago then.
I'm still trying to find the one from today.
I've only seen it article on it. I didn't see any video on it or anything. With it coming from Richmond.
Yeah, everything on here says 2 days ago. Everything.
Yeah, I didn't find that on YouTube. It was an article in the Philadelphia Inquirer, biggest newspaper in Philadelphia area. About the two being arrested in Richmond, Virginia. Boss man, Charlie's got a comment here for you. he's former Army, and he says if he hears gunfire, he's running.
I mean, to me, that's a natural reaction for me. I mean, I don't know about nobody else.
Oh, it's like I was saying on your live, where the way Camden, New Jersey was before the state police had to come in and take over the city. The state had to come in and throw the government and the police force that was in place in Camden, had to throw it out, get rid of it because it was so bad. Okay.
I think I found it. Hold on. It's on another screen. Let me move over to this other screen. I think I found it right here.
Let me know when you're sharing it.
I'm sharing it right now.
Okay, I see which one just popped up. But it's like, it's just a total different perspective. When you're living in that kind of place where Camden, you go down any particular street or one particular street, and depending on where you stop in the block, was telling the drug dealer that was in that area what drug you wanted. And it was the deals were happening right in front of the police. The police were just turning a blind eye because they knew that it would be just too much. It was putting themselves in danger.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
20 minutes of nonstop news begins with this breaking news. 2 teenagers are now charged with murdering 2 innocent bystanders in Saturday's mass shooting on South Street. Officers tracked down the suspects in Virginia. Authorities say it was bullets from their guns that killed Christopher Minners and Alexis Quinn. The shooting was sparked after a fight among 3 men who started firing at each other. But authorities say the teenagers charged have no connection to this fight.
What?
Investigators say the teens were down the street and started firing their own weapons. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Jacqueline London.
And I'm Frances Wang. The 2 suspects will now be extradited to Philadelphia. Let's get right to NBC 10's Gianna Durante. She is live at City Hall where a briefing wrapped.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
Wow.
19 minutes ago. Deanna.
Begins with
My fault.
No, you're fine. They literally they decided that they were going to go to there, and they were probably that sounds like it's 2 different mass events happening at the same time right now. Where this was a fight that people also got hit, but this was we're going to go ahead and we're just going to fire into a crowd, and this crowd just happened to start rushing toward us.
So my guess, and it's real strong possibility. At least that person that we saw fall, probably got shot by one of them 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's 3 died, 3 dead.
Yeah.
And that was one of them.
3 and 11 injured.
They had to be in the vicinity right there where that person got shot. Now that's going to make me go back and look and see if I can find it.
Wow.
Let's see.
Wow.
See if they say anything else.
this breaking news with each other. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Jacqueline London.
And I'm Frances Wang. The 2 suspects will now be extradited to Philadelphia. Let's get right to NBC 10's Gianna Durante. She is live at City Hall where a briefing wrapped up just about 90 minutes ago. Deanna.
Those 2 men, Quadir Dukes Hill of Drexel Hill and Najee Whittington of Philadelphia, police say were tracked to an apartment in Richmond, Virginia. And investigators say had those 2 young men not had guns, had not fired them in the crowd, 2 people would be alive today.
So crazy.
A separate incident between 2 people who.
Oh, did you hear that?
Yep.
Oh, let's go back. That's the guy that ran to the other place.
That's exactly. I was just about to say the same. There we go. There's that guy that ran to 4th and Brainbridge.
Let's see if I can. But that don't look like neither one of them people we just looked at.
Nope.
A separate incident between 2 people who had words. I mean, literally, as the mayor talked about it, a beef that should have ended in a fisticuffs, and 2 individuals that were each armed with a gun shot each other, one to death and one to critically injured. And then the gunshots are happening, boom, boom, boom. Other people are in the area. They pull out their guns. I don't know what they could be thinking, but they fired and they hit two innocent people.
Police say 2 men arrested today.
Man, that don't look like them same people we just seen. Look, that don't look like the same people.
I don't know what they could be thinking, but they fired.
Unless he cut his hair.
And they hit two innocent people.
Police say 2 men arrested today had no connection to the 2 men who used guns following a fistfight. Or another man who was shooting at police on South Street. This is new video NBC 10 obtained today of the aftermath of the shootings. Video obtained today gives us a new look at the 4th man involved in the South Street shooting. This man in white is thought to be Karan Garner, after police think he fired and then tossed his gun. Sources say Garner was out that night with Micah Towns, and Towns is the man seen here being taken to the ground by 2 men. In paperwork obtained by NBC 10, prosecutors lay out a case they have so far against those men in custody. The documents identify Rasheen Vereen as the first to punch Towns. Gregory Jackson was with Vereen. Prosecutors say Jackson is the one holding the gun to his side, and while the men separate, Jackson and Vereen move back in and continue the fight with Towns. It's Jackson, police say, fires first. Towns gets to his gun and returns fire, and both Towns and Jackson are on the ground firing shots.
Number 4 in South, assist the officer, police by radio, second assist.
It says.
You heard what he just said?
Mm-hmm.
They both was on the ground firing shots. I don't know about that.
Guys, once again, just a reminder that this is a trigger warning on this because we are showing the events as they happen. It's not edited out. But if you know what you're looking for when I say you're looking, you can see a muzzle fire. There, you are seeing the person's fire a weapon.
More shots come from behind Towns, and sources say that's Garner who's firing shots as police are trying to help Jackson, who was hit by gunfire. Police returned fire and hit Garner. Garner, police say, ran away and tossed his gun. Police also found Towns' gun. As for the gun Jackson had, police say Vereen took that gun, and it was then taken from the scene by an unknown man. Who that man is and where that gun is, that's what police want to know tonight.
What did I say about an officer-involved shooting? What did I say about an officer-involved shooting? The police responded and started opening fire on that one individual they showed in the white shirt running down the street. That was American Street.
That was American Street?
Yes. What they said that the police responded and started opening fire after they were shot at. So remember I said we were talking about how there was a response of 70 individuals, cops being there. One of the things I said was it had to be an officer involved shooting, whether he was plainclothed or uniform, but that for that many officers to show up, an officer had to be involved.
Yeah. Now the crazy thing about what we just heard was she said that they were trying to help the guy that died, and that guy started shooting at the cops.
Yes.
That for what?
Exactly.
Why would you do that?
This is the kind of thing that I remember hearing about and seeing growing up as a kid during the 80s and early 90s. This is why I said that when they came in and they cleaned out the city of Camden, a lot of the problems just went right across the bridge. I told you that the other night. That's exactly what happened, and where some of this is generating from.
Shoot at the police. Why are they trying to help this man?
Exactly. They're trying to help the man who's gravely injured and critically injured, but you have somebody shooting at the police, at the first responders.
Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense.
I can't. There is no way I can make that make sense.
He shot my hand off. His hand must be hurting real bad for him to say that.
Charlie K and Carrie, thank you very much for when I was saying that to throw that up there because like I said, the trigger warnings in my chat because like I said, these are unedited. That's the raw fit video, and if you know what you're looking for and you're looking at the right spot, the right time, you are seeing muzzle fire. So I do want to thank you for that.
Yeah, I won't show no more of that. I didn't know it was gonna have muzzle fire.
No, I don't have a problem with you showing it because it's what happened. It's not like you're showing. We're showing we're showing from like a first person perspective of it happening. It's an unfortunate event that did happen. You know, as the police officer was just the reporter was just saying it started as a fist fight. It should have ended as a fist fight, but because two individuals had a weapon, they decided to use the weapon
and just shoot innocent bystanders.
Well, no, I'm saying the two people that were fighting each other. Like I said, it's a crazy, chaotic situation where you have everybody. So I don't remember when this. When I can possibly relate this to a TV show, I tried to do so. CSI did this. I think it was CSI did this a long time ago, or a while ago. It was Criminal Minds, actually. And one of the lead characters was wounded. They in the show. They staged a car bombing. This radical group staged a car bombing, and they had actually doing drills at this location and scenarios and things like that. And they were saying that sometimes when a person does an event like this, it's not the initial event that is the target. It's the first responders when they start to come in that are into a target-rich environment. Like this would be with people running away, that they're laying low and waiting for. So whether or not, like I said, this first fight may have been a spillover or retaliation from what happened on 4th and Bainbridge, whether it was earlier in the day or that a few moments before, and this is, somehow related to that. The other individuals that took the decision to shoot at the police is that same exact type of scenario where they were laying low for the first responders, and that's what their target was. If that makes sense. Does that make sense now?
My fault. I'm sitting here talking. I'm on mute. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
So, like I said, sometimes if I can relate it to a TV show, I will do so to make it so everybody can understand. And unfortunately, I don't remember the name of that exact episode, but I know it was Criminal Minds that had done so. When it was, this is a good 5 years ago. But that is exactly the kind when all as these details are coming out, my mind is going to that type of scenario where they were doing a training exercise for that exact thing as what you just saw happen. But this is starting to remind me of.
All right. Sorry about that.
No. If you don't mind, if you don't mind talking for a moment, boss man, I know it's not your channel, but I'm going to step away and get myself something to drink as well real quick because I'm out of water.
Okay. All right. Not a problem. So, let's take a look at the chat, see if we... Not a problem, Carrie. It's my pleasure. My pleasure. So, I don't know. I think my live yesterday started with the mindset of, was the police involved originally? Because all the gunshots that we heard from the footage that we watched on my page yesterday, it just sounded like so many different guns. And RJ bringing up a good point. You know, some of it could be from the echoes of the area. You know, the gunfire sounds bouncing off the buildings, which could be true. Lorraine, I know your daughter's there, and I mean, you have talked about this as well. After watching all of this, after seeing all of this, what are your thoughts still the same, or has it changed from what we have seen today and what we looked at yesterday? Just want to know. Appreciate that, Charlie K. But what I just heard from that news article just don't make sense. Like, if they had nothing to do with what happened to what was going on between those fellas fighting and shooting each other, you mean to tell me they just started shooting their damn guns for no reason? That's kind of hard for me to believe. You just gonna say, hey, I'm gonna go to jail today, or hey, I'm gonna get my hand shot off just because I want to shoot my gun in a crowded vicinity of a bunch of people. Very smart. I'd like to know what school you went to. Two innocent people lost their lives. Now I gotta do some more deep diving on that footage to see if I can find them people in the crowd.
I hear you, boss man. I hear you. Because, well, if it's the people that we are, or the one incident that we think happened where they show the person falling at that corner, then we can clearly see that it's not related to them being the fight.
Right. Absolutely. Because I don't know how many times those guys fired their weapon while they was on the ground, but I don't think it was no coincidence that when she ran out in the street, she got shot by one of them. No, it's one of those guys. And didn't they say both of them shot?
Yeah.
So that's 4 guns. Where's the 5th one?
Mm-hmm.
Where is the 5th one?
Now, if they're counting possibly police officers as being the 5th,
then why are they looking for it?
Good point. Good point.
And that's why I said I truly feel like it could have been gunfire from the police officer and they blamed it on them kids. I don't know, because we don't see them shoot no guns like we should see these 2 guys, Greg and Micah Towns. We see them.
Mm-hmm.
But we see these kids just running down the street. Of course, I don't see no guns in their hands. Of course, they ran by pretty damn fast. But, I don't know, RJ, on that one. I'm going to have to do some more deep sea diving on that one.
This is getting deeper and thicker by the moment, and it's not a fun way. Because let's remember, this is an onion. And we're not just talking like a normal kitchen, you're going to cook and use onion. This is turning into be the mother of all onions. Where every time you chip away at a layer, you're noticing 10 or being told 10 more pieces of information and it's like, wow, is this really that bad? And it is, and it's looking worse and worse every single time. I think you're muted, boss man.
What'd you say?
No, I was just saying I think you're muted if you were talking.
Oh no, I stepped away real quick.
You're
right.
good. You're good. But it's wow.
Crazy, man.
Absolutely, it is crazy. Whew. It's the snowball effect. You start a snowball down a slope. What's going to stop it? It's on more snow. It's going to pick up more snow and get larger.
Yep, it's big facts.
I know the guys. That's a pretty obvious statement to make, but it fits better than my onion analogy I was making a moment ago, where it's just the story's getting worse and worse. Oof. I love my hometown area, the metropolitan that I was born and raised in. And if anybody tried to convince me that there was no better place to grow up in, I'd sit there and laugh at them. And the Philadelphia metropolitan area is so deep in history, deep in where this country started from. And I'm not bringing politics up. I'm just saying, it's an amazing place. You can't go anywhere without seeing a piece of history. And yes, I know everyday events, everything happens is a piece of history once it happens. But I'm talking like America's true birthplace. And it's a shame. It's a shame that this is happening to the city or in the city, but it's also a shame that this is happening to individuals.
Absolutely.
That as the interview, the original interview that I had mentioned from NBC 10, where they interviewed a person that was walking down South Street, says it's not a good thing when you go outside and just to take a walk or go do whatever you got to do, and you got to worry about some senseless reason of losing your life.
Hey, I'm sorry. I don't need daddy duties. I got to run to the store. My daughter got a headache. I'm gonna come right back if you're still on, bro.
I'll be here for a while because we're gonna probably transition and change a little bit. Because I did say I was going to talk about Summer Wells a little bit.
Okay.
So, but please jump back. Join us when you get back. I know you're not far from the store.
No, I stay right around the corner, so I'll be back, man.
All right. Cosplay, are you still with us? I know Cosplay, you had softball, the good go-to. Exactly, Charlie. There are a lot of great things in Philadelphia. And a lot of things that people don't know Philadelphia for. Rocky, just to give you an example, the city of Philadelphia lives and dies on its sports teams. Which the movie Invincible, it's a story about Vince Papale, makes a great a point of that after the shipyard in Philadelphia and South Philly had shut down, it was such a huge ding on Philadelphia's economy. and that is still feeling ripple effects. And double rainbows, I'll get there in just a moment. And the city of Philadelphia was so starved and crazed for a team to rally behind and have a championship in the city of Philadelphia that it actually identified with the story of Rocky. And they made a statue of him running up the art museum steps. Oh, double rainbows, that's okay. I said I was going to talk about them, and I just got a little rabbit trail. It was so starved for a sports championship because it used sports to rally around that it made a statue of Rocky. No, not the Phillies. Yeah, I'm not a Phillies fan. But that's the steps that Rocky ran up is probably my favorite place to go visit in Philadelphia. He ran up the stairs, those stairs that he runs up. That building on top of those steps is the art museum. No, the statue got moved. The statue got moved from the art museum steps to being to where the stadiums are. But it was at the top of the art museum steps. But that's the whole reason for having a statue of Rocky, Sylvester Stallone. For the budget they had and capturing what Philadelphia, and actually that a lot of that was actually shot in Camden. They did a great job of capturing the era of when they wanted to portray the Rocky. Oh yeah, he actually did run up those steps. Yep, absolutely. I guess cosplay's not with us. When I opened my stream tonight, I posed a question to you, all of you, of why would you the Creed movies are actually very good as well. There's cosplay. Cosplay, if you're able to and want to jump up, I believe I still have it pinned. A link for the joining me live, so you're welcome to do so. Oh no, it's fine, cosplay. I know we all know you got a lot going on with your kids and their sports and things like that. I don't know what year they actually hid the Liberty Bell. I know it was after 9/11, probably closer to the 2010 year, where they actually made a Liberty Bell a park and an enclosed area. But it used to be where it is. It used to be an open area. You could probably walk right up to it. But there was some aging issues going on with it. And the crack actually needed to have repair work because that crack is legitimately the original crack. No, the bell's huge itself. That bell was originally hung up in the steeple of Independence Hall, and would get rung from the steeple of the tower, whatever you want to call it. The area that they hung that bell up, it actually was rung up above Independence Hall. And just to show you how much I know about Philadelphia, you said you went there for school events or school trips. Was it during between Thanksgiving and Christmas that you remember of? Or you don't remember that? That's fine. Okay. Did they take you into John Wanamaker's? I'm not asking how old you are. Did they take you into John Wanamaker's? Was that one time a Macy's as well? Or it may be Macy's now? Oh, goodness. I was only 4 years old. John Wanamaker's was a building that was southwest. And when I say southwest, I mean literally just southwest. You went outside of Independence Hall and you walked across the street on the southwest side and you were at John Wanamaker's. Okay. It's a huge 3-4 story building, tall building. And it was, if you wanted to go clothes shopping for high end fashion stuff in Philadelphia at one time, John Wanamaker's was the place you went. And if for people that don't know about them, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, John Wanamaker's has a pipe organ that somebody would actually play. And it would be matched. There would be a scrim hanging from the ceiling with a light show. Not this whole 3D, all jazzed up, pyrotechnic, very technical. This is all very simple back for that age. A light show where it just would have things timed, that different things turned on the scrim, and it would hang from the ceiling. It was awesome. To me, it was always the awesome thing was to go hear the pipe organ play. So you always went to the John Wanamaker's, and it was just to go hear that pipe organ. But anyway, I did say at the beginning of the show, we're going to get into Summer Wells a little bit tonight. Oh yeah, yeah. That's always an image that's going to be ingrained forever. It's like just to talk a little bit more about the Philadelphia area, taking a trip out to Valley Forge, Revolutionary War history moment here, and seeing the cabins that the soldiers were kept in out in Valley Forge, and seeing that as being 5'8", which I approximately how tall I am, that to get into these cabins, just an average height person nowadays, you have to duck because the door openings were only about 5 foot tall. Yeah, they actually have. When you go, if you were ever to go to Philadelphia and go to the area that the Liberty Bell is kept in now, they actually have all the statistics like that of how much it weighs and on placards around the enclosure for it. Absolutely, double rainbows. You're exactly right. But the cabin that the soldiers were camping in, the doorway opening was only 5 foot tall. And everybody knows Valley Forge, whether you not recognize it or not, because it's the place that George Washington, when he took his boat across the Delaware, he went to Valley Forge. The famous painting for George Washington crossing the Delaware, that's Valley Forge. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get into Summer Wells, which I posed a question at the beginning, and in cosplay, it was kind of targeted to you. But I understand that you can't join us. And we're not targeted to you, but it was in response to what you and I have been talking about in Discord. And that is that about the persons that were on Ben Hill Road area that did not live on Ben Hill Road. That's okay, Cosplay. I'm going to go over it right now. And one of the persons we already know, Jackie Dobbs, which he had moved away or left that area the day before Summer went missing, that we are aware of. But there was another person, and this person should stand out. The name is Tony Hammonds. And again, I'm going to credit what Chris McDonough in the interview room had done earlier today. He was on live as we started our stream today. And he was going over the interview with Candace Bly, Candace Wells, at the horse pond. And she said Tony Hammonds. And immediately after she said that, she goes, "Oh, I got to stop now. I got to shut up." And I caught it. It goes back to that video I did where they said what? You got to sit there and you got to just take a step back and go, wait, did they really just say that what I thought they said? And it happens not just with the Wells. It happened with the parents that are under are waiting trial for Chance and Sincere, the West Boys. Because hindsight being 2020, we know that Tony Hammonds was arrested in Kingsport a week later for trying to kidnap a boy. A week, not even a week later. It was actually the 20th, because the newspaper article was the 21st that I found to remind me what date it was. But he was arrested for trying to kidnap a boy in Kingsport. No, I'm not saying that he's the person that has some, or he took some, or my opinion switched to being it was an abduction. No, my opinion's still the same. That there was a sudden illness is what happened to Summer. But my question is, though, if your parents and you're trying to raise your children, and you already have the suspicion of something's going to happen to your daughter, why are you allowing somebody that has the SA background? Because this is not the first incident of Tony Hammonds. This is not the first incident where he was in trouble for this or questioned for this. Why would you be friends and have that person come around? Let's not forget that Don Wells is known to have said that he always knew something was going to happen to Summer. If you already have that suspicion that either what you do on purpose or don't do on purpose as a parent, because of your own personal issues in Utah that are coming out even more, and looking like the charges are reality, that you recognize that this is has a potential of happening to your daughter. Why you would never. You would do everything you can to eliminate that from being anywhere remotely close to your child. If you're a predator or have a predatory background and can recognize the predatory nature of somebody else, you would, at least personally, I would think you would be able to recognize that and be able to get that person, keep that person away from your child. You know, the supposed phone call or statement that Candace is alleged as making to H about somebody hanging around the property and trying to touch the kids. I believe it was actually touch the boys. Completely makes sense now. When somebody's a predator and going after a child, you just anytime there's a case or a trial or a story, whether it's on a TV show or not, they always pinpoint that the predator has a type. That he fixates or focuses on, that he goes after. Tony Hammonds was a boy that was 9 years old. Right in about the age range that Don Wells' boys were. This is the first time I can actually sit there and say something that Don Wells, or something that's been attributed to Don Wells, makes sense. Cosplay, I think he was 9, but let me just double check on that. Okay, you're correct. It was 12 years old, but still, it's in the age range of the Wells boys. No, you're right. I just found it. I just found it. He was 12 years old. We're still in the ballpark, though, of the as Charlie just pointed out, or I'm sorry, Cosplay, you actually pointed out. We're still in the same ballpark of it's still that same age range, preteen years. Was hanging out on Ben Hill Road and was friends with the Wells parents, the parents of the Wells children, and hanging out with them in the week before. My regulars know that I don't really mention the other channel names unless I want to make a point to point out a video that they did because I think it's worthy of checking it out. There's a channel that I'm not going to mention a name of. It's along the lines of, I say, you really got to be careful what you're listening to, who you're listening to. Earlier today, I was listening to a YouTuber who was talking about Don Wells and his current sentence, where what time he's doing in jail. They made the statement of that after the 180 days that he's having to serve right now, that he's just going to be turned scot-free. And they actually said that it could be any day now that he gets turned free. Because the way the sentencing was is that he had to do a minimum of I believe it was 2 days because it was his first offense, and they could go ahead and release him from release him at any time, and that's not true. The earliest that Don Wells can get out of his current prison sentence is August 7th. That's what point he would have 180 days. But I don't believe that's going to happen. I believe that he's going to get extradited to Utah. Also, they were making a point of that 180 days is contingent on him doing alcohol classes. And that how Hawkins County doesn't offer those classes. Somebody in the Tri-Cities community, one of the prison systems in the Tri-Cities community, offers the classes, and he would be given ability to either attend virtually or attend in person if required. But they would make accommodations for him to attend the classes. Yep, 180 days is the minimum he's going to the minimum he has to serve before he could possibly get out, which is August 7th. But no, I don't have any fear or correct. Charlie, you're correct. They don't have it in Hawkins County, but Sullivan County has that's Kingsport. It's a larger town. Washington County has Johnson City. You also have Sullivan, which has on the opposite end part of Bristol, Tennessee. There is there in one of the counties that are in the surrounding area, they are going to have that class. And they're going to work with the other systems, especially Hawkins County being a smaller county or smaller budget that can't have that class, can't afford to have that class, that they're going to make accommodations for that if they have somebody that needs that class in the other county. And how far is it away? No more than a half hour's drive. No, you're fine. It's about a half hour's drive at the furthest point. If he had to go down to Bluntville where the jail is, or if he had to come into Sullivan County would be quicker. But the point is, though, he's not getting out. Right. There you go, Double Rainbows. Thank you very much. It's all over Zoom now, and that's still part of the pandemic's protocols that are in place. Because let's not forget, he has to do his 180 days in segregation. He's solitude. Nobody makes contact with him. But they would still make a way for him to possibly have these classes. But that's not the problem. That's not the point. I've said it before, and the time frame is almost up for what I said, and I still believe that it's a matter of Utah is ready to take action. I mean, they're ready to take action. It's going to be that everything, all the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted, all the punctuation is going to be perfect. It's going to be foolproof, the extradition. I think Utah is there, and they know they don't have to press it until the very last day or the day before, or just a few days before to have him extradited. And as soon as Hawkins County they're working with Hawkins County to say, yes, he's going to be released here. He's done all of his requirements for the 180 days. And they're going to turn around and say, okay, well, here's the extradition paperwork. This guy needs to face the charges from what he did when he was a teenager and young adult. So he's nowhere near being free. He's nowhere near being free. Exactly, Double Rainbows. Exactly. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I believe that the time frame I was speaking of when I said it was 2 to 3 weeks, and that time frame is almost up, is that Utah's already made up its mind. This is going to happen. They're going to have the paperwork. It's going to be, in triplicate, and it's going to be perfect punctuation, and it's not going to be a possibility that he can fight the extradition. I believe all that paperwork's ready to go. It's just they're waiting for around August 7th. Right, exactly, Double Rainbows. They just don't. It's a very controlled, restricted environment. No matter what you see on TV or A&E and all this other stuff, it's not. It's not okay. You can't expect to keep people in their bunks 24/7. Because then you cross into the cruel and unusual punishment because there's health issues and this, that, and the other. They have to let them exercise, move around for health reasons. So that's not. Exactly, and that's why a lot of times when movement of inmates and things like that to that scale is going to happen, phones crash. Mysteriously, the phones just aren't working. Mm-hmm. There's protocols in place. There's protocols in place that the prisons have ran into and taken care of. That way, something like that doesn't have, or it's not supposed to happen, or what happened in Alabama with the Casey White and I forget her the other person where they escaped. There's supposed to be protocols from place. There's supposed to be measures to prevent that from happening. But I wanted to focus on somewhat of what's going to happen in the next week with bringing up Summer Wells. I will be live next week more often than I have normally am. I probably will do something on Monday night. I'm going to be busy for most of the day on Tuesday, or excuse me, do something on Tuesday night, not Monday night. I probably will talk about something else because I keep wanting to do something on Evelyn Boswell because she was just actually, her mom was just actually in court today, or will be in court on Monday rather. My apologies. They had the lawyers were meeting today about what's going to happen on Monday. So probably we'll do something about on Evelyn Boswell, which is a story that has actually become very dear to me because it was she's in Blountville, and which is another town in Tri-Cities. But as far as Wednesday goes, I'm going to be out doing some camera work. I don't think I'm going to be shooting camera footage of the actual location of the memorial services. But I do have, I hinted at this before, and the person that's going to be going around the places with me has said, yes, let's do this. There's the cemetery that's across the road from from Ben Hill Road, and has a direct path, open path to Ben Hill Road, and can see up onto the hill the property that is the Wells property. Not to freak anybody out, not to scare anybody, not to run anybody off, just give everybody heads up of what is going to happen. And one of the things that I'm going to be coming out with next week is I do use a spirit box. I do have ability to communicate with spirits, and I do think it can be a useful tool. Yes, it is Morrison Cemetery. Like I was hinting at earlier, I occasionally get like premonitions type of deal going. Okay. I've lived in haunted places, and I can communicate with spirits. No, I'm not trying to say it's the most greatest thing to do in the world. But I am going to be using a spirit box out there in that cemetery. So we will go over the footage of that one night. And we will also go over the footage of what I do record. And if I get any good video or photos of the different places around Kingsport where they went and where it's provable that they went, I will be doing that as well. So, like I said, I will be on more often than I normally am, because I normally only do 2 or 3 nights a week. But that's kind of what I wanted to talk about with Summer Wells. Just give everybody a heads up, and since we are 6 days away from all the events that are going to happen, no matter if you like a YouTuber or not, if you follow true crime, and you know of a YouTuber that is planning on being in this area, I do encourage everybody to not only be saying a prayer for Summer Wells on the 15th, but also to say a prayer for everybody that's going to be at these memorial services, and everybody that's in Kingsport that is normally not in this area, taking a look and poking and prodding around, and where most people shouldn't be. Let's be honest. Most people shouldn't be in this area poking and prodding around in some of these areas. I do encourage everybody to say a prayer, to send positive energy to Kingsport. Yes, sir. Denver Rainbows. I 100% agree. Honestly, so there's 2 memorial locations going to be happening. One is going to be not far off from where the horse pond is, Warrior State Park. And then the other one is supposed to be at the sheriff's station office in Hawkins County. Do I expect that are going to be a good turnout or a lot of people to be there? Yes, I do. Originally, from what I understand, the first one that I mentioned, Warrior State Park, was really targeted to be anybody that was a local. But YouTube had gotten wind of it, and Robin is being organized by Robin, who, if you're familiar, remember who she is from being a friend of the Wells, going to their church. Complete sweetheart of a woman, wants to do something, and is doing a memorial service. or organize a memorial service that's being held at Warrior State Park. And then the other one that's being held at the sheriff's office is being organized by YouTubers. So I don't know how well that's going to go. My gut instinct is that the police are not going to tolerate it, and they're going to break it up quite early. But I expect there will be a large turnout to what is going on with the memorial services. Hello, vegan. How are you? Bear with me just a moment, guys. I appreciate your patience with me. No, I am not going to Mount Carmel. If you look at the map of Ben Hill, where Ben Hill Road is, and Beach Creek Road is, directly across the way there is a cemetery in the general area where the red truck was in the ditch. If you remember where that picture, in that general area is where the cemetery. Behind the tree line that's right there. Let's see if I can find that. Yeah, I'm not finding it. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Charlie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you. So directly here, actually, let me go ahead and do it this way. Bear with me, guys. I apologize. I know I'm being quiet for a second here. So here we go, guys. This is exactly where I'm talking about. This is Ben Hill Road, Beach Creek Road. If you can't see the labels, I apologize. So right across from Ben Hill Road is Morrison Cemetery. Now, this is not the only location that's called Morrison Cemetery, by the way, but this is the area that I'm going to be focusing on because I believe, even though some people have said that it's rumors and some other people have said that it's not happening, some people have said it is happening. Somebody is going to be keeping an eye out. An eye on the property itself. Just make sure people are not going up on the property. I feel that this is a safe location, so to speak, it being a cemetery within itself, a safe location to go ahead and be at, where I can feel comfortable with what my intent is to be doing when I'm there, and see what kind of responses and things that we can get going on. Who knows? I'm not promising. I'm not going to guarantee. I'm not going to say that I'm going to get answers. I'm just saying, who knows what kind of things that we're going to be able to capture, and hopefully we get something very interesting. Right. So, guys, I'm not looking at the map I'm not looking at the chat room for a minute. So if I don't respond to you guys saying something, be patient with me. There's actually another location that it identifies itself wrongly because it's not as being the Morrison Cemetery. Where is that at? I've seen it a couple times and I've never marked it or paid that close of attention to where it's at. That's why I'm flying around the map a little bit here, guys. Forgive me. Well, nonetheless, I'm not seeing it tonight, but this is where I'm going to be focusing on. And I don't know what time I'm going to be there. I don't know when it's just going to be, or that's going to be played out by ear of when that will happen. And honestly, I'm not be there when I'm going to be there because I kind of do want it to be more of a one-on-one, so I can get the best possible responses. And I'm having an issue with my signal right now, so bear with me a moment. YouTube is not liking me, or internet is not liking me at the moment, so bear with me just a moment. I'll pick up where I was. There, back to full strength. So I know you guys don't know what I look like, and if you were to be there and you were to introduce me and I recognize your name or something like that, yes, I would tell you who I am. But it's not. It's not. I'm trying to be all seclusive or avoid anybody knowing who I am. I literally just don't have a camera, guys, to be able to show you what my picture of me or anything like that. Right. Carrie, you're exactly right. And I believe that you are right there. I think the LE is going to be watching Ben Hill Road or Hell Hill. Charlie, you're exactly right. Yes. Pictures as far as it's I have a cheap, and I'll be honest, it's a cheap video camera. It does both still pictures and video. I don't have a memory card for it at the moment. That's supposed to be arriving tomorrow. But I'm mainly focusing on what happens there. It's not one of those video cameras that, well, I'll be able to download video to it, but it's not stable enough or not good enough to use for as a camera for YouTube or anything like that. But yes, I'll have some video and of the different areas and locations in Kingsport that they went to and spent time at, and the changes that have happened there, as far as tree growth, or because there's something I'm going to do in the morning before anything is supposed to have happened, because from the get-go, I never trusted what Don Wells said about the way the time of the day started. That's never even, it's never calculated in my mind right, because of where I live and relatively how close it is to where Ben Hill Road is. From the pictures, the still pictures of where that red truck being in that ditch, I honestly believe that did not happen until after 7 o'clock in the morning, where he's trying to say that it happened at 6:30 by 6:30 in the morning, 6:15, I think it was. I think the light of day would show, and this is something I'm playing with and trying to do. Would show that this is actually something that happened an hour later than he thought. Double rainbows. I actually have a video on my channel where I did an EV spirit box session. And I talked to Summer Wells, and the responses I got from her or other energies that were around were very clear, with the exception of one, which if you watch that video or the replay video where we as a group went over what I was picking up and what I was hearing. And I did the spirit box session live. There was so much weird energy in the Tri-Cities area that day that I wanted to do the spirit box session live that night. And yes, he did say he was going to work. And when he left, he actually heard, he says he heard somebody screaming throughout the course of the night. Understand, he's asleep in the basement doors facing the back of the house. But supposedly he could hear somebody screaming. They were stuck in the ditch at approximately 3 o'clock in the morning. And they were there till the next morning when he went to work. But he didn't take his vehicle down to go to work. He got on his four-wheeler and went down to see what was going on. Yeah, and I know I rambled a little bit about that cosplay, but when I'm explaining some things, cosplay, thank you very much about the because cosplay knows how I describe myself. I'm an empath, and I have ability to speak with spirits. And it's not that I'm a psychic or I'm this or no, I'm just an empath that has the ability to do other things. And a lot of times when I say that I hear something or I feel something going on, like I was mentioning earlier tonight with the whole incident in Philadelphia, I believe they're connected. I believe there's the first location, the 4th and Brainbridge location, as well as what happened on South Street. It's connected. No, I was normally I only ever plan to be my lives to be about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. We are beyond that point, but I did also want to say that it's open panel. If it didn't stick, I'll be more than happy to drop the link again. It did stick when I pinned it. Anybody is welcome if you want to come up and talk about what we've been talking about tonight or something else. You're more welcome to join me. And even if I have a guest on that we're like, you saw us tearing into those videos and we were finding stuff that we didn't notice before. Yeah, cosplay, it's actually doing that to me too, because I have to keep an eye on what's going on in the chat and to make sure my sound is working. I flip it on and off for once in a while. I have YouTube up as well, and it's doing the same thing to me. Charlie, I honestly do get bad vibes about it as well. And that's why I'm hesitant to actually go to them. I think that I don't think the one that's going to be happening at the Hawkins County Police Station, the sheriff's station, is going to be allowed to happen, but for maybe a half an hour. And I think every single YouTuber that's planning on being in this area is going to want to try to make it longer but I don't think the police are going to let it happen. And if I go to one, it would be at Warrior State Park. And the only reason I would go there is because I know that that's policed well. I know that not that a sheriff's station wouldn't be, but I know that the area is nice. Okay, double rainbows. Yeah, I haven't eaten either, so that's why I'm going to be wrapping up in just a few more moments. But I'm hesitant about going to the memorials. I'm probably going to do my own thing my own way, because that's part of what I'm planning on doing with the spirit box of being out there. Seriously, I hope that nothing happens. I hope that it's very peaceful. I hope nobody's egos or everybody does not have because no drama, no YouTube drama spilling over in real life, because it's just disrespect to Summer Wells. Cosplay, I always plan on doing so. But that, like I said, this is only a small part of what I'm planning on doing on the 15th. And like I said, it will be between the 15th and the 16th, because I am off from work those days. That I will be live. I probably will be live on the 15th in the evening, and then live again on the 16th. I'm not 100% what I'm going to do with the 15th and the 16th, because I want to give myself a chance to analyze what I actually hear with the spirit box. So I might be just playing what I record. On the 15th, and then please tearing into what we actually did here on the 16th. But going over the video on the 15th as well. Carrie, thank you very much. Yes, the one thing I always forget, please remember to hit that like button, subscribe button, and that notification bell. And if you like what I'm saying, share this as well. I try to keep everything real. I'm not a drama person. I'm not a gimmick person. I'm never going to be that kind of person. When I come to you and say, we got to talk about something that's going on, it's because it's hit a chord. It's struck me in a way that this has got to be talked about. And I know you guys that are here with me right now, you guys know that's the way I always am. I think that's part of the reason why you are sticking around and watching my lives, because you know it's always real. Thank you, Charlie. I appreciate that. I'll watch other channels and I sit there and I'll watch all the drama. Some of them I actually enjoy the person that is making the content. And they'll just some other channel will all of a sudden be all about making it into drama. Whether it be, whether it be there's a few more, Charlie. Honestly, there's a few more that I really enjoy on YouTube. There's I can't remember his channel right off the top of my head. He does a speech and body language analysis. And I'll have to get the channel name, but that's all he does. And it's not just like a criminal case type of deal. It could be a Pop-Tart making a statement. He'll actually sit there and analyze their behavior or their speech patterns and things like that, and try to predict whether or not they're telling the truth or not. Charlie, that's a channel I'm not specifically mentioning, but that's one of the channels that I have grown leery of. Like I was saying, though, I enjoy some other people on YouTube. I'm not criticizing them. I think they've done a tremendous job covering Summer Wells. but something changed in the model of what they're doing. They're not true crime anymore. They're drama channels. I know, Charlie. That's fine. That's fine. I only try to mention channels that I believe have a great content that not only do I learn from, like I mentioned tonight, Chris McDonough with the interview room. He started it live at 7:00, and the right from the get-go, it struck me is I never heard that before. Not that I didn't hear it, but I never heard it. If you know what I mean about the difference. Lab is okay. But what I'm saying though tonight is what I was saying about when Candace Wells said the name Tony Hammonds, and then immediately, as Chris McDonough pointed out, she had to stop because his point was that she realized she made a mistake, and she had to strategize, just like Don Wells could do on the fly. She had to stop and process it. That wait, I shouldn't have said that name. I got to cover it. How am I going to cover this? And her idea was, oh, let's stall a little bit longer, and I need a cigarette. No, Shirley, it's okay. I don't mind if you talk in the chat room and mention something you heard from another channel, or anything like that, because it's something I would want to check out later. But I'm just saying there's certain channels, and I'm not necessarily meaning that particular one. There's bigger channels that I just won't listen to anymore. They started out doing such a great job of covering Summer Wells, and then they became all about drama. And I'll put it this way: one of them had their hip tied to a person with initials JSB. All right, guys, I just saw what time it was, and I've actually been up since 7:30 this morning, and I've not had dinner yet. So I'm going to say have a good night, everybody. And I'm going to go find something quick to eat. Uh-huh. All right, guys. Thank you for watching tonight. I really appreciate you all coming out. I hope everybody has a wonderful night, just as Carrie said. Yes, I will get something to eat cosplay. Don't worry. My name is RJ. Thank you for coming again, and good night, and I'm out.